Dear students, welcome back to my channel. In this class, let us discuss about the relation between Cp and Cv. Okay, in the last class, I have explained about Cp and Cv. Cp means molar heat capacity at constant pressure, and Cv means molar heat capacity at constant volume. Okay, as I said in the last class, so we discussed the Cp and Cv only for gases, as the definition says. The amount of heat energy required to rise the temperature of 1 mole of gas by 1 Kelvin, like that, isn't it? Okay, see, actually here the gas means which gas we have to take in order to explain Cp and Cv. The relation between Cp and Cv means an ideal gas. What is an ideal gas? Ideal gas, as the name itself indicates, it is an ideal one. Okay, see, these ideal gases are different from the real gases. Okay, this ideal gas obey all the gas laws at all the temperatures and pressure. Okay, as you know well about the ideal gas equation, for n mole of gas, PV is equal to nRT, and you know how to get this equation by using those three gas laws. That is Boyle's law, Charles' law, and Gay-Lussac's law. According to Boyle's law, P is inversely proportional to V, and according to Charles' law, P is directly proportional to T. Okay, it is at constant temperature and it is at constant volume. On merging these two, what we get, P is proportional to T by V. On cross multiplication, PV is proportional to T. On removal of the symbol, we can put a constant, that is R, where R is called universal gas constant. Okay, so like this we get an ideal gas equation. The gas which obeys all the gas laws at all temperatures and pressures is said to be an ideal gas. Such an ideal gas I will take here inside a cylinder with the conducting walls and conducting piston to explain the relation between Cp and Cv. Okay. Next, let us consider an ideal gas of 1 mole, okay, inside a cylinder with conducting walls and conducting piston. Let it be a cylinder with conducting walls, and it's a piston which is also a conducting one. Inside this cylinder, let us take 1 mole of an ideal gas at a constant, at some pressure, volume and temperature. Okay. Now, so these are the initial conditions of thermodynamic variables, pressure, volume and temperature. And to get the relation between Cp and Cv, as these two are two separate terms, so let us consider two situations. Case 1, when the gas is heated, at constant volume. When the gas is heated at constant volume. Under such condition, what happens? See, it's an ideal gas, 1 mole of an ideal gas. P is the initial pressure, V is the initial volume, and T is the initial temperature. Now here, we will heat the gas at constant volume first. So let Q1 be the amount of heat given to the gas. Okay, now what happens? Its pressure and temperature will change, its volume remains constant. Therefore, I will take the cylinder like this now. There will be no change in volume, therefore, I will write the diagram as it is. but pressure changes to P plus dP, for example, and volume remains constant, and temperature changes to T plus dT. Why it is so means, according to Charles' law, at a constant volume, P is directly proportional to temperature. On heating the gas, its temperature will rise. As temperature increases, pressure also increases. Therefore, pressure turns to be P plus dP, volume remains constant, and the temperature changes to T plus dT. Okay. Now, here what we can write? We know that Q1 is equal to NCV dt, or simply delta T also we can write, as I explained in the last class. N is equal to 1 mole, N value will become 1, therefore Q1 will become CV into dt. Okay. According to first law of thermodynamics, in place of Q1, what we can write? See, actually Q says it is delta U plus delta, or simply I will write as du plus dw. Okay. So this is, you can also take it as dq or simply q, no problem. And it is du. As we raise the temperature, internal energy also rises. dw will become 0 here, because dw can be written as P into dV. Since there is no change in volume, dV will become 0. Therefore, dq will be simply du. Therefore, here what we can write? du is equal to CV dt. Let it be equation number 1. See what I have did here. In the case 1, I am going to heat the gas, 1 mole of ideal gas, at a constant volume, that is by keeping volume constant or volume fixed. So therefore, when V is constant, Gay-Lussac's law comes into picture. As we heat, the temperature will rise. Once the temperature rises, pressure has to rise, as they are directly proportional. Just a few minutes ago I have explained it. Therefore, its pressure changes to P plus dP, its temperature changes to T plus dt, and its volume remains constant. Therefore, in place of Q, N CV dt we can write. Next. So here, since N is 1 mole, we can cancel this N. Okay, we can neglect that N. Next, what happens? According to first law of thermodynamics, dq is equal to du plus dw. The total amount of heat we have supplied to the system will be utilized in 2 ways. Part of the energy is used to increase the internal energy, remaining part is used to do some extra work, okay, external work. But here, volume is not changing, therefore the system does no work, hence dw will become 0. Therefore, dq is equal to simply du. In place of du, we can write CV dt. Next, case 2. When the gas is heated at constant pressure, by keeping pressure constant, we are heating the gas. In the case 2. So let P, V and T are the initial pressure, volume and temperature respectively of the gas. Now here I am going to heat the gas, that is Q2 is the amount of heat energy supplied by keeping pressure constant. Therefore here at a constant pressure, Boyle's law holds good. Okay, sorry, at a constant pressure it is a isobaric condition. As temperature increases, volume also increases, and this is called Charles' law. Okay, as temperature increases, volume increases. Therefore, it turns to be, this was the initial condition of the piston. Now, due to the rise in temperature, what happens? The piston will move up through distance dx. Therefore, its pressure remains constant P, its volume changes to V plus dV, and temperature changes to T plus dt. And this is the change in volume dV. Okay, like this. Now here, similar thing we have to apply. In place of Q2, what we can write Cp dt directly. Okay, as N is 1 mole. Now here, according to same thermodynamics first law, dq is equal to du plus dw. Okay, next dq here is q2, and I will write here. According to first law of thermodynamics, we can write dq is equal to du plus dw, and the value of du is Cv dt from equation 1, and the value of dw is P into dV. Okay, dw is equal to P into dV. How it comes? dw can be written as force into displacement. Here displacement is the change in position of the piston. On heating, the piston will go up. Since it is taking place at constant pressure, the volume increases. F into dx. So for F we can write pressure into area, and area into dx is what? Volume, that is change in volume, like this. dw is equal to P into dV. So this is simply Q2. Okay, now what is the value of Q2? Cp dt. Therefore Cp dt is equal to Cv dt plus P dV. Next, what to do? For an ideal gas, we can write PV is equal to RT for 1 mole of ideal gas. If we differentiate this equation, okay, at a constant pressure and by keeping R constant, then it will be PdV is equal to R dt. PdV is equal to R dt. Substitute the value of PdV from this. What we get? Cp dt is equal to Cv dt plus R dt. Next, I will transfer this Cv to this side. It becomes Cp minus Cv into dt is equal to R dt. Therefore, R is equal to Cp minus Cv. And this equation is also called as Mayer's equation. Mayer's equation, as Mayer is the name of the scientist. It is called Mayer's equation. Okay, actually it was one 5-mark question. Okay, obtain the relation between Cp and Cv, otherwise derive the Mayer's equation. I have explained the case 1. Now briefly I will explain the case 2. In the case 2, what I have done means I have heated the gas by keeping the pressure constant. When we keep the pressure constant, there is a possibility of change in volume as the temperature goes on changes. Let Q2 be the amount of heat energy we have supplied. Due to that amount of heat energy, what happens? The volume will change. Okay. So how much volume will change means dV, that much amount of volume will change. Here the piston will move up. As we increase the temperature according to Charles' law, what happens? Volume also increases. As the volume increases, so extra one volume created here, that is dV, which is also called as the change in volume, and the displacement of the piston is taken as dx. Dx is necessary only to show this, how dW is equal to PdV. Otherwise, so no need to mention here. Simply you can write just dV. Okay. Here the Q2 is equal to Cv dt. According to first law of thermodynamics, dq is equal to du plus dw. In place of dw, I have wrote PdV. Next, in place of Q2, Cp dt I wrote. Next, in place of PdV, see, for ideal gas, 1 mole of an ideal gas, PV is equal to RT. On differentiating this equation by keeping the pressure and R constant, we get PdV is equal to RdT. So in place of PdV, I have wrote RdT and I have transferred this Cv to this side. Therefore, Cp minus Cv is equal to R. Otherwise, R is equal to Cp minus Cv. And this is also called as, this equation is also called as Mayer's equation. Okay, there is one more possibility of asking this question. How means? Briefly explain Cp is greater than Cv. How Cp is greater than Cv? How to explain this? Okay, see. Actually, what we have observed in the case 1, when we heat the gas at a constant volume, all the heat energy we have supplied will be used only for raising the internal energy. But when we heat the same gas at a constant pressure, all the heat energy supplied by us will be utilized for two purposes. Part of the energy is used to raise the internal energy, and remaining part is used to do some extra work, I mean external work. Hence, Cp is always greater than Cv. Otherwise, mathematically, you can explain by saying this statement. After saying this statement, so we know that R is equal to Cp minus Cv. Therefore, Cp is equal to R plus Cv or Cv plus R. From this equation, it is clear that Cp is greater than Cv. It is mathematically actually, but actually we have to say this in terms of sentence. How means? Whenever a gas is heated at a constant volume, all the heat energy will be used to increase the internal energy, that's it. But when we heat the same gas at constant pressure, the heat energy we have supplied will be used for two purposes. Part of the energy is used to increase the internal energy, and remaining part is used to do some external work. Hence, Cp is always greater than Cv. Okay, so ಇನ್ನೂ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆಗಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕೈನೆಟಿಕ್ ಥಿಯರಿ ಆಫ್ ಗ್ಯಾಸಸ್ ಅನ್ನುವಂತ ಒಂದು ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ Cv ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ Cp ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ ಎರಡನ್ನೂ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. By knowing the values of Cp and Cv, you are going to find out the atomicity, simply the value of gamma for gas, which is the ratio of Cp to the Cv. In the kinetic theory of gases chapter, you are going to discuss about the values of Cp and Cv. There also you can come to one conclusion: Cp is always greater than Cv, hence atomicity is always greater than 1, like that. Okay, anyhow, thank you for watching. In the next class, let us discuss about various types of thermodynamic processes.